Why, hello everyone, welcome to another game in Napoleon Total War. You're here with VonKaiser, and I am playing as the Ottoman Empire, and I am fighting against the French. Alright, for the makeup of my army this time, I went with something that I'd never done before. I have 9 units, repeat 9, of these camel mounted infantry, and by mounted infantry I mean they do have muskets, so they can't fire upon the enemy. In the description they are described as skirmishers, so I'm going to use them just like that. I'm going to use them as skirmishers. I have 3 units on my left flank here. I have 3 units in my center and 3 units on my far right. For the rest of the makeup of my army, I have 10 units of these everyday Ottoman line infantry. This is the best infantry the Ottomans have to offer, so plan on using them to the best that I can. Honestly, I only have them to hold down the line. I'm going to try to use my camels as best as possible to harass my opponent and to weaken him before my main army gets there. Excuse me. So in the beginning, I moved up my camels here on the far left, so my opponent couldn't take this hill. You could see he was trying to come over here with his artillery piece, 8-pounder foot artillery, but I wasn't having any of that. And when he saw I got up there so quickly, he kind of just backed away. He's going back up to the high ground up here where he spawned. I'll bring down the mini-map here. You can see that my units are the units in red here, and my opponent is in blue. And like I said, I have my main line right here, which are the squares of my line infantry. I have 3 skirmishers of the camel infantry mounted here in the center, 3 on the right by the Nile, and 3 on the left, that I just said took the hill. I'll occasionally bring up the mini-map just so everyone gets an idea of the positioning of my troops and whatnot. I'll put that away for now. Alright, so my opponent's makeup is pretty standard. He has one 8-pounder artillery piece. He has a few militia units here and there, which gives his a numbers advantage. He has crosshairs here on his... Oh, well, this is actually lancers, but his crosshairs are right here. And I believe he has 2 units of crosshairs. Yeah, 2 units of crosshairs over on his other flank. Got a mix between the Polish Legion and Grenadiers for his main line, and some units of skirmishers. Seeing all my cavalry, my opponent put down spikes. You can see right here, he's doing it all along his line with his skirmishers. Not a bad idea, but if I was him, I would have put him on the flanks, because there's no way I'm going to be charging up the center. I'm not going to run through all that musket fire with my camels. It would be kind of not the smartest thing to do. All of my cavalry here have 2 experience chevrons, just because I thought they needed the upgrade. Alright, this is where we're going to make first contact with the enemy. I was just trying to probe him, kind of see what his weaknesses were, and I think he was trying to do the same, because he starts to advance this militia unit to my guys, and I'm not sure if my opponent knew or not whether these guys had muskets on them or not. If you never played against them, I guess you wouldn't know, but they do. And he's walking right into them, so my guys will get the first shot off here. And oh, he does take down some of my camels, but you can see that he got more of a hit on him. Seeing that his militia is going to lose, he charges in his this is his lancers into my camels, but I have them retreat. There's no way I'm going to face him, but he does manage to run into one of my units, but he got a volley off, so it wasn't total loss. But you can see here I'm trying to retreat because crosshairs are heavy cavalry meant to stay in the fight, and my guys are just meant to shoot and run away, so that's what I'm having them do. They're shooting and running away. Unfortunately, this unit right here gets bogged down, so we're going to inflict some casualties, but kind of a lost cause, unfortunately. But I'll keep on having him fight and run away, and just keep on running backwards to tire out his cavalry. But as you can see, he routs them, so he begins to run. Meanwhile, he brought up his militia unit unsupported, so I'm going to try to take care of them. And he brings in his cavalry and charges again. But I think he thought I was gonna shoot him, so he had them kind of retreat. But now they're running. Now I'm gonna have retreat my guys, and I'm gonna have these guys fire and then charge into this militia unit, which is clearly just not ready to be charged into. So they begin the rout. You can see my opponent got his artillery up. He's now firing away. Oh, yep, you can see that. Just kind of took out a bunch of camel infantry and his own troops there. Alright, so this is kind of how the left flank's going to be all game. Kind of just running back and forth between camel and horse artillery. Or, excuse me, cavalry. Brings in more crosshairs from his other flank to try to support. But like I said, these guys are kind of like cannon fodder.
Our men are running, sir.
So it's okay that I'm losing them. My main point was to tire out his troops and inflict some damage. Well, I still have plenty more troops. I'll bring up the mini-map here to show. Still have plenty more troops, and now his cavalry are out here exposed. So he's either going to retreat them, which does look like he ends up doing. Now, my main thinking right now is I need to take out his artillery, because having no artillery of my own, it would just be a one-way fight. But you can see over here on my far right flank, my opponent's left flank, that I began to bring up my my other section of mounted infantry. So we'll just leave the mini-map up like that for now. You know what, never mind. I'll bring it back up when you guys need to see it. So while he does rout all my original camel infantry on my left flank, I still have all these guys in reserve, so it's okay. And right now I'm keeping these guys below the sand dunes so they don't get shot at by the artillery. So now the action moves to the right flank. You can see my opponent wheeling around. Like I said, my opponent put all those spikes down, but not doing much good right now. And I begin to move up these guys on the left flank, so. And I begin to move up my entire force in the center. Staying just out of range of his muskets, I'm just making him maneuver. He brings in these fresh crosshairs. I had a volley into them, which was good, and then I have my guys retreat. They don't all make it, but a large portion of them do. Like I said, I'm using these guys for skirmishing. I'm not going to fight his forces head on. While that may be the cowardly way, that's the way to win when you have skirmishes like this. Alright, now he charges into this unit right here, and I see that, so I see an opportunity to sandwich in his guys. So I take these guys right here in a moment, any minute now, and I'll have them charge into the back of these guys. Yep, see, there they go. Sabers and all. I think my opponent sees this and tries to get away, but my troops are blocking him, so he's not getting out of this. He does manage to rout one of my units, but they'll come back from routing, so it's alright. Lethal volley right into his cavalry. And his own troops are shooting at him, so his cavalry, they're done. They're running away. Meanwhile, I'm advancing my front more as a distraction than anything. My Ottoman line infantry is no match for these grenadiers and these Polish legions.
Our men are running, sir.
Over here on the left flank, I brought over my other camels, and I'm doing the same thing as I did before. And unfortunately, they all rout, but they did their job. They did their job because they distracted my opponent long enough to for my other guys to get around the flanks here. And I'll bring up the mini-map again. And while you can see that right now my left flank is exposed, which my opponent could have taken advantage of that, but I have these guys on his far right, and he has really nothing over there to defend with. And now I come up to the center. Skirmishers are firing at me, but it's kind of an awkward angle for them, as you can see, like the hill's in the way, so they're not really hitting much. I don't think anyone's really hitting much of anything. You'll see now on the right flank where things really start to get heated. And I realized I came hard to move forward, so I retreat my guys a little bit. So now I'm in range. I can fight his skirmishers, but I don't have to engage his main line. So if you get what I'm saying here is that my main line and his skirmishers will face off while his line infantry just stand there in the back and may get shot one or two guys. So that's the idea there. Alright, he brings up his crosshairs to charge into my line that I started bringing wheel around. But I form into a square in time, and they're like, oh crap. So then he turns and charges these guys, and I didn't quite get it right away, which is unfortunate, but not a big loss. I do the same thing over here. And now that he did that, my camels here, my mobile infantry, is able to get around the flanks, so there's nothing to stop them. These crosshairs here were the last thing standing in the way, and out there all involved in my infantry, tied up over here. My camels are free to move around behind his troops. Luckily this hill here is protecting me from his canister shot, so taking advantage of the terrain. Right. This is where a really big decisive part of the battle comes, because I begin to fold up his left flank, and it's on my right flank. And I'm also destroying the last of his crosshair units. See them retreating right there. My opponent charges my camels with his general, which may have not been the best idea. Personally, I would have retreated my general, because if he loses his general, then his morale will suffer greatly. There, I'll bring up the mini-map again. You can see I'm wheeling around. I'm starting to envelop him over here.
Running, sir.
But my main objective was to take out the artillery. But if I could get the general on the way, that'll be perfect. He does rout my camel unit due to poor morale, but I kill a lot of units in this general unit. If I can kill the general, then I'll have a solid path to victory. Once again, you can see me trying to roll up the flank. Once again, I'm using terrain. I understand that I'm not hitting him, but he's not hitting me either. And that's okay for me, because my musketmen compared to his are truly awful. But he realizes that his musketmen, or his main line, excuse me, weren't close enough to engage, so now he's bringing them up. So this is where my main line could suffer. But you can see here I brought my camels. I hate calling them camels, but there's no other better way to describe them. They're men on camels with guns to target his general. Because if I can get his general out of the way, then his morale will suffer. The nice thing is he brings it back towards his artillery, which was my main objective anyway. So taking out taking out two birds, one stone, as they say. Make it look like I'm charging in the back of these guys, but they go into a square, so yeah, I kind of run away from that. No reason to waste my dudes. But you can see here I'm starting to envelop him. I have more my camels coming back from routing.
One of our units has used all its ammunition, sir.
I charge right in here. There's his general right there. And he's down. He's gone. And I head right over for the artillery pieces, which have been firing away at me all game. So this is now my opponent begins to have morale issues, because his general's gone, his artillery's gone, and he's outflanked. So bring up the mini-map once again. I'll enlarge it. You can see that I'm starting to totally swoop around over here on his left flank, my right flank. And I begin to do the same over here. So now I'm going for a total envelopment, which is the coup d'etat of military tactics, I suppose. It's called the death circle, or the I'm screwed circle, or the raise a white flag circle. And you can see where my opponent's original line was, right where the spikes were. But expect me to charge up the middle with all my cavalry, but it's not the case. So now I start to position my troops literally all around my opponent, and he has how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of line infantry left. Polish Legion all have pretty good stamina still. I mean, this unit still has 154 guys out of 60. But now I'm firing into his back over here. It's just not a good situation for the French at this time. See all the dust and smoke rising out of this battlefield. It's ridiculous. Look at all that. So now my opponent's just doing his last coup d'etat, or whatever you want to call it. He's done. I'll bring up the mini-map here. I have him totally surrounded.
One of our units has used all its ammunition,
mounted
sir.
infantry finally used all their ammunition. Where are they? Oh, they're chasing some retreating guys. But yeah, I got this total envelopment right here. No way of retreat. My opponent is in trouble. There's no way of getting out of this either. Unless he charged my lines, but he just doesn't have the troops to do it, obviously. So that's pretty much the battle, guys. As you can see, his last unit begins to retreat right there.
Glorious victory, sir, is soon
And
to be yours.
I'm merciful. I'll let some of them live. Yeah, that was a total envelopment. Good game to my opponent. He did everything right, but I don't think he took my mounted camel troops seriously. I think he underestimated them. But you can see I deployed a lot more than him, but that gave me the opportunity to get around his flanks. And good game to my opponent, and I will see you guys next time.